Hey guys, welcome to 321 Showcasing the Space Coast. I'm Henry Mims. I'm getting the 321 on La Boutique de Bridal and Tuxedos. As I said, we're getting 321 here for La Boutique and de Bridal. Now, Valerie, this is Valerie, by the way.
Hey everybody.
So Valerie, I noticed that you kind of have everything here with the dresses and the tuxedos, and I love the little building that you have right off the Milton. But before we get into all that is for weddings and everything else, where did it start? Where did it come from? What was your passion driving it?
Well, actually, I'm from Kalamazoo, Michigan,
okay.
And my mother had a bridal shop in Michigan,
okay,
and my dad had a printing company. So my mom started, and I was probably about 10, like 1972.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah, we gotta go back many years ago. So I grew up doing this. So I've been in bridal. She had that for like 15 years. We sold it, so I'd never go back into bridal. It's very, it's a lot of work. It's many hours. People don't realize how many hours we put into it. But I've always been in retail. I was an executive with Target. Flipped land. Wasn't a realtor, but I flipped land for a while. Then when everything crashed, my dad's like, go back into bridal. Opened up as lingerie. I'm a professional bra fitter.
Oh, okay.
Certified mastectomy fitter through the state of Florida.
I didn't even know that existed.
Many people don't, but it's through the state of Florida. I had to take a test, had to pay a lot of money. There's only 4 of us in the Brevard County. They're actually licensed professional bra certified mastectomy bra fitters.
I didn't even.
And I am one of the 4, maybe 5 of us that are doing
My
it.
wife cannot figure a bra to save her.
Yeah,
I mean, they're always.
Can't.
Okay, I'm not trying to get too personal here, but it's always like it either has too much gap on the top.
Right.
Well, I mean, there's just always.
Right.
I think secretly, I tell her all the time, this is your excuse to go to Victoria's Secret. That's all it is. I don't like it. I'm the one that has to pay for it. I don't like it.
The department stores don't know what they're doing.
Yeah,
like I had a lady in yesterday, bought a bra from a store, and they fitted her as the 38F. She was in reality a 36H. So there's a big difference between us. I mean, I'm professionally trained. My mother was a professionally trained bra fitter. She trained me at an early age.
See, I don't even.
There's a big difference between me and.
See, I don't know that much about bra sizes or anything, but that would make a lot of sense.
We go from A to O.
There's an O?
There's an O.
Shut the front door. Really?
Yes, there is.
I wonder if I've ever in my life seen an O.
I'm sure you have.
I'm sure you have somewhere.
I'm sure you have. Yeah. Most of my customers are F's to O's.
Wow, I could not even. Wow, that's another conversation.
We are here to help all women of Brevard County. Oh, I have customers coming from Orlando. I have customers from like Port St. Lucie, Port St. John, Stewart. We get people from all over for our bras. Yeah, our bras you cannot find in department stores.
Okay, so then this would be excellent, especially for the bigger sizes.
And I'm a certified mastectomy fitter again.
Okay.
So yeah, we do a lot of good things, and we do nursing bras on top of it.
Oh, really?
Right.
Wow, so for interview for mothers, or you're trying to find that perfect one, or whatever it is, it's the perfect place to come. So when you were getting into the whole, obviously bridal, weddings, things like
tuxedos,
that. Do you also do things like tuxedos for proms?
We do.
Things like that?
Like all these tuxedos here, these are for a wedding this coming weekend. So we do tuxedos for weddings, special occasions, cruises, funerals, everything.
I mean, people get dressed up for funerals too.
They do. We do them for everything.
One of the things that it's kind of a funny story, but a long time ago, I went to a funeral, and so I was there. I was wearing a suit. I didn't have a suit, so I was given a suit, and it didn't quite fit, right?
Right.
And I couldn't understand. So I'm in the suit, and and I'm smelling my breath, and something stinks. I knew I took a shower. I knew all these things. In the pocket of the suit, and I'm not going to name whose suit it was, but in the pocket of the suit was those you get them at the store, and it's kind of like the potpourri kind of I didn't know potpourri could go bad, or if it didn't, but it just had this smell.
Yeah, they get old. Yeah, or it could have been mothballs, one or the other.
No, that was my one shot at the funeral with the dressed up. From then on, I bring my own stuff. I'm not doing that.
We run our tuxedos from the biggest tuxedo company in the United States.
Yeah, I'm sure you're good.
He's bigger than the chain stores.
Right.
They rent more tuxedos than the national chain stores, Paul Morrell. We get them in like on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. People
Nice.
come in, they try them on. We alter the sleeves. We fix the pants if they have to be anything fixed. We do it professionally here in the store. So then they come back and pick them up. So nothing leaves our store unless it's perfect.
Beautiful.
So we're very
So,
precise about that.
what would you? So, okay. So let's touching on that. What is it that you wish people? Okay, so let's pretend I am getting married, and my wife, soon-to-be wife, hasn't even gone dress shopping or anything. What is something that you wish that people in those situations knew before they went to a bridal shop, before they went to? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Have your budget.
Budget.
Come up with a budget. Wedding dresses right now they start about $1,100 on up.
Okay.
We do have like our budget friendly dresses. They're like $600 to about $1,000, but your general basically your dresses start at $1,000, $1,100 on up.
Okay.
Like I said, we have our budget dresses. We're having a huge sale in July, starting July 9th. It's strictly by appointment only on Friday and Saturday. We have a huge selection of sale dresses. They're like up to $75% off.
Oh wow!
So they start at $99 up to about $699. It's strictly by appointment only. It's limited to 4 guests. Please, no children.
Okay.
So it's a 45-minute appointment. It's come in, take the dresses, you try them on, you pick a dress. It's our huge sale. It's our once-a-year sale.
Is this going to be? Are they going to be allowed to do alterations or anything? Or
Oh yeah, they will do alterations. They just have to take them with them. There's no layaway allowed on these dresses because you buy it, take it with you, but you can always bring them back for alterations because we do all of our own alterations in the store.
So if any of you are thinking about having a wedding or anything in the fall,
oh yeah, definitely.
This would be an absolutely. Oh, that would be a blessing and a half right there.
Actually, they start at $99.
Right.
I don't have a lot for $99, but we do have a small, sampling of $99 dresses. $199, $299, $399, on up.
$99. I just put $99 in my truck.
For gas, yeah.
Just for gas alone.
But yeah, we've got them, for every price point, from size 0 to size 30, and then we've got some 16Ws, 18W, on up.
Right.
So great prices, great dresses, white, ivories. I've got a couple different color dresses. So, but they're 45-minute appointments, Fridays and Saturdays, starting July 9th.
All right.
So call the store, make an appointment.
Oh, that's going to be fantastic.
So, yeah.
So with all that you're doing, and and with the sale that you're having next month on July 9th, you said?
Right.
And so kind of brings me back to, I know you and I had talked a little bit before, but what types of things, which I was very pleasantly surprised to hear, what types of things in the communities are you able to help with?
A couple years ago, the lady that owned the dry bar out in Viera, was doing like a bra drive. So we donated probably $6,000 of the bras to the women's shelter.
Wow.
And then one of my now girlfriends, she started out as a bride that won a contest 12 years ago. Won a wedding dress from us. We did her wedding, and now she's working at a location. And we donated probably another $6,000 to $7,000 of the bras to that location to help all those women out. And a lot of them are regular bras, nursing bras, all types of things for them. So
just things people wouldn't even think of.
Right.
And I'm sure that they're wow.
Yeah. So women always need bras.
Yeah.
And when they go to these different locations, they come in basically with nothing because of the situations that they happen to be in, and they need them. And they're just bras that we haven't sold or whatever the reason is, and when we moved, we had to move in September from the location we were at because the shopping center was being sold. So we moved, and this is just things we had to just get rid of, so to speak. So
but I'm so happy to hear that, because a lot of times when so many businesses, they focus on hoarding the money because they never know.
Right.
But there is also a blessing in being able to bless.
Right.
You know what I mean?
We believe in giving back.
Yeah, and that is one of the most important things. And it's not just for out of the heart, but it's also to the longevity of a business, because people remember those kinds of things.
Yeah.
And it helps them bounce. So with the organizations that you were able to help as far as the blogs and stuff, again, I would have never thought of that.
Right.
I would have thought some other stuff. But what are some of the things that, okay, so when somebody comes in, and you see that they maybe the budget is kind of being stretched a little bit. What are some ideas that a bride might not know about that might be able to help them stretch that budget?
Like we had a gentleman yesterday for Tuxedos. Their budget is $5,000.
Okay.
But he's like looking at all these different places, and I'm like, you can do a wedding on a budget. You just have to think outside the box.
Right.
Instead of doing one of the big venues, look at on Dairy Road. You've got the VFW, you've got the Masons, you've got like, you can go to the Elks Club over by on Stewart. You can do a wedding on a budget. You just have to think outside the box and not do the $10,000 venue with the $10,000 catering.
Right.
You could do the $900 place, or you could do like Front Street's like $900, and you can have your family. Like in the old days, your family did your help do your catering.
Right.
You can do catering with your family for like now. The prices the way they are, maybe $1,000.
Yeah, now it's a little different.
But you can still do a wedding on a budget instead of doing all the big bouquets. Like my first wedding, we just had my parents owned businesses. We just did 3 roses, and I put greenery and I put ribbons. I didn't want the great big bouquets. I wanted something very simple.
Right.
It was just very elegant. You can do weddings on a budget. You just have to sit down and figure out what's the most important. Like I was telling him yesterday, it's her dress, your tux, your pictures. Those are the 3 most important things. Everything else other than that is just fluff.
My wife, those were the 3 things my wife was obsessed about, and then came food and everything else.
Then your food is your 4th thing, right? But again, that's when your parents can, your mothers get together, your sisters or your family, and you make your own food.
Right.
And usually homemade food is the best food.
Oh, yeah, I've had some good homemade food.
Yeah, because my mom could cook. She was one of the best cooks.
Yeah.
So that's how you do it. You do a wedding on a budget. Things
So,
you can
do you do rentals?
Just our tuxedo rentals. Nobody rents dresses. Dresses aren't made to be rented.
Yeah.
Just because the fabrics are, like these dresses, these are our current bridesmaid dresses that just came in. The fabrics aren't made to be, dry cleaned because the dry clean solvents are a little bit harsh on these.
Yeah.
I mean, you can hand wash these at home and you're okay, but they're not made to be washed and washed and washed and washed and washed. Because the fabrics are very delicate. Where tuxedos are made out of wool. Wool breathes, wool's durable. It comes off of an animal, obviously, but it's made to be dry cleaned. So there's a big difference between the 100% wool versus a chiffon lining and fabrics and that type of thing. Wool's more durable. There's a big difference between the fabric content.
So I'm only asking this because when my wife was getting ready to do the whole wedding and bridal, she was obsessed with these Yes to the Dress shows and these things.
Globular.
I swear, if I had to watch one more, but then again, I watched one more, and I was just like, I was like, love, I'm not watching, and then here I am watching it again. It's just didn't stop. So when the bride come in, and I'm only asking this because I've heard after the fact, I wish it just whatever. When the bride comes in, there's a lot of the focus is on the bride, of course. Right. But there are some families in which somebody wants to be the star besides the bride.
True.
So from the bride, again, I don't care about the bridal party. I mean, I know you do.
Yeah.
I don't. Because if somebody wants to give my wife a hard time, they're going to give me a hard time. Because you know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
So what is a suggestion that you have for brides who know? Because there can be tension, there can be awkwardness.
Oh yeah.
So, is there any advice you have for a bride who is going to a fitting, picking a dress, knowing that there's somebody else in the party that wants to be a superstar as well, to kind of team it?
We usually tell them to bring 1 or 2 people. The more people you bring, the more opinions you're going to get.
Indecisiveness.
Right, indecisiveness. So, and the problem is, the bride, I've got one of my brides, I did it all for prom dress, I did all her homecoming dresses, I did her first wedding. She knew what she wanted for her second wedding. Her one sister wanted.
I knew there was a second one when you said the first one.
Yeah, one sister wanted big and poofy. The sister wanted the other sister wanted something else. She came back with just her and I, and she goes, Valerie, this is what I want. You know what I want. And her and I picked out her dress together. So it's better just to bring 1 or 2 people that really know you the best, and it's not going to try and influence you with what they want you to wear. Mm-hmm. So it's better just have 1 or 2 people, or have just one person, or even come by yourself. Because the more people you have sitting here, the more opinions you're going to get. So pretend this is a wedding dress. This is what the bride likes. But you've got somebody sitting here that doesn't like this dress because that's not that person's. That's not what that person's taste is. So that person's not going to like that dress.
Right.
No matter how much the bride loves it, that person will never like that dress because it's not what that person wants. So it can cause a lot of tension. Unfortunately, that's when we kind of have to step in and say, that's not what, you may not like that, but this is what the bride likes.
Right.
But because you don't like it, you're never going to like what she picks out.
Mm-hmm.
So, sometimes you just have to step back and just let the bride enjoy her moment.
See, and I think I like that.
Sometimes we just have to step in and just kind of take control of the situation and just kind of like put that person kind of in place a little bit.
So how much would you, so when it comes to the, the actual wedding, because obviously one thing that I learned was that there's a color theme to a wedding, which I had no clue.
Sometimes.
And then, so, see how little, my wife looked at me and she goes, "You are such a guy. You don't know." And I'm like, "I don't."
Things have
She goes, "So what are you going to wear?" I'm like, "Just suit and shoes. That's what I'm wearing." But how much do you think that the colors of the, because one thing I've noticed, for example, is in saying yes to the dress, was that it wasn't just white anymore.
Right.
It was different colors now.
Right.
Some people try to match the colors of the dresses and stuff to the theme.
True.
So what would be, being that you've been doing this for so long, what is the easiest way to color coordinate the wedding with the actual outfits? Because I know I've known a few people who've gotten these wild to me, I should say, outlandish colors.
Oh, we've had a few.
And then, I'm sure you have. So,
I just kind of go there like, "What do you think?" And
so.
I'm very honest, and I tell people that up front. And I said, I'm very honest, so if you don't want my opinion, that's the worst thing you can do is ask me, because I'm very upfront and I'm very honest, and I'll tell you, I'll tell you up front whether if stuff looks good. Because I won't sell something that looks bad just to sell a dress.
Right.
And I won't, that's how I am. But, people will say, "What colors do you think go together?" And I'll let you know, I'll tell you what colors do go together, and what colors don't go together. Like, this is sage green. If somebody's got like a yellow underskin, yellow undertones to their skin, you can't wear sage green. It'll make you look sick. So you can't.
Really? I never thought of it. Wow.
So so somebody's got yellow undertones to their skin, you can't put them in sage green. So you've got to look at your bridal party. You've got to look at their skin tones before you start picking out colors. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't think of that until they bring them in. They're like, "Oh, yeah, you're right," or they put them in regardless. But yeah, I mean, you've got to look at people's skin tone. Like, this is like champagne. Me and champagne obviously aren't going to go together. This is not a color I could wear. But there's so many different colors, and this is not another color I could not wear as taupe. But you've got to look at people's skin tones, and you've got to take that into consideration when you've got bridesmaids in your wedding party.
See, I'm glad you said that, because I went to a wedding one time. I kid you not. I went to a wedding one time. The wedding dress was beautiful.
Yeah.
But the bride, because the bride she was Indian.
Right.
And the food was so good there.
Oh, I'm sure.
And it was so good. And the bride was Indian, and she had nude color for the dresses that almost identically matched the skin tones of all the bridesmaids.
Yeah, it's a current
so
color.
You had people doing double takes and looking, and they were like, "What?" So it's interesting you say that, because I would have never thought the skin color would matter, or the tones, or different things.
Yeah.
So then we live in Florida.
Yeah.
So if someone's getting married in the summer, let's say somebody's getting married in the fall, and they come and they start trying out their dresses in the summer, being all tan, that can kind of change things.
A lot of people don't think of that. That's where, as a bridal consultant or bridal owner, that's when the bridal consultant should point that out. Say, okay, you got to think about in the summertime.
I am learning so much today.
What are you going to look like? And in the fall, what are you going to look like? That's our job, is to remember to point these things out to people. So in the current trend, a lot of people pick out like the blushes or the nude, the taupes and that kind of thing. A lot of girls don't look good in those colors.
Yeah.
So, and in the wedding, in the wedding photography, wedding photos, they always don't photograph that well. I mean, they may see in somebody else's pictures, but people have to remember those pictures have been edited. So, in your own pictures, depending on your photographer, they may not edit them so well. So those colors aren't really great for photography. Especially outside, it's kind of blah looking. Outside, you're better in brighter colors. Right. If you get married in the forest, you don't want to pick green because you're going to fade into the background.
Right.
And outside, you always want to pick brighter colors because brighter looks better outside to begin with.
Yeah.
Like white. Like right now, wedding gowns come in white. They come in ivory. They come in two-tone. They come in black. Black is very popular. Black's like the new white right now.
Really?
Yeah. We have a wedding dress in red. So colors and wedding dresses are very popular.
See, I would.
So
See, I was just when we were doing it, I was just like, oh, we're just gonna throw it together. We got married over at Sterling Stables,
oh yeah,
which
it's a
is
very
about
popular
520.
place. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, they're part of the
beautiful
Bridal
place.
Association. Yeah, they're very popular.
Yeah, so we
So
got married over there, and one of the things she did was before she picked the wedding dress was she walked through the place and she was
hmm
trying to see how it would look against this, and I said, why are you doing that? She could because of the pictures.
yeah,
So which I never thought of, which I would also like to point out. I've also seen a lot of pictures where I'm like, everybody knows she don't look like that.
yeah,
You know what I mean? She don't. So when we got married, I told
yeah,
the photographer, I said, look, I don't want the super like foo-foo
yeah.
filtering.
Right.
I want to be able to look at it and say that's what I look
Yeah,
like.
you want the normal look
Yeah.
pictures. You don't want the edited pictures where it's all
To the point.
colorized and everything like that. Yeah.
To the point that he did not even filter the sky in our
Yeah.
pictures. But he was just really damn good at what he did.
Right. Yeah.
And then that's what he did.
Like I had somebody bring me pictures the other day, and they're trying to match this particular color blue, and I said those pictures have been edited. You can't. You're not going to match that color blue because it doesn't exist because they've been edited. You know, you can.
And that's
I can look
important
at
to know,
it, and
though.
I can tell they've been edited because the color doesn't exist, and you
Yeah.
can look at them and say that they've been colorized.
Yeah.
You know, but from somebody that doesn't know photography, you know, it's not in the wedding industry, they wouldn't know that those pictures are colorized.
So speaking
So-
of wedding industry, one thing that really annoys me, I should say, and as a father that has a daughter, is with the boys it's not so much, they just throw on whatever. But with the
Yeah.
girls, there's just a stigma that is put onto them as far as they have to look a certain way in order to fit in this thing.
Right.
So when you look at, like, for example, my wife, she's a big girl. You know,
Mhm.
I love her. She's very sexy to me.
Right.
You know, but a lot of times when you look in these wedding magazines and you look in all these things and say, "Oh, I wish I could fit in something like that."
Right.
What kinds of things can you do? And I'm speaking mostly for the bigger girls.
Right.
And I mean, it applies to everybody.
Right, yeah.
But mostly for the bigger girls, what is something that they can do, or what is it that you do that can kind of help them to, while they might not fit in that exact dress because of whatever, that can bring them really close to it?
Right. Well, the first thing we tell everybody is dresses run small. They run 2 to 3 sizes smaller than what you're wearing. So
Okay.
usually I'll say, okay, if you approximately size 12, you're going to need anywhere from a 14 to a 16, depending on the dress. But then
Okay.
you got to take into consideration, does the dress have a corset? If it has a corset, you go down smaller because you have the corset.
Right.
Does the dress have a low cut back? If it has a low cut back, that's going to be a different size. There's all these different elements you have to put together depending on what size you wear. If she's smaller busted, it's a different size. If she's very big busted, it's a different size. So that's the first thing we talk about. You run small. So don't get upset if your normal dress is a 12, your size is a 12, and you have to get a size 16 dress, or you have to get a size 18 dress.
Right.
Because all manufacturers run different. Like I could put you in a Casablanca dress and a size 14 can fit you fine if you're a 12, but then I can put you in a Eddie K and it's a 16 and it fits you.
Right.
So all dresses run different because all manufacturers have a different size chart.
Okay.
Yeah, the world would be beautiful if we all had, if all the size charts were all the same, if all the dresses ran the same, if all the dresses ran to a size 12, with everything else that was a size 12. Unfortunately, the bridal world is a different world. It doesn't run
That's
like
crazy.
that.
Yeah. Sure.
And we're not going to change it. It's not going to change. This is the way it is,
Right.
unfortunately, and it's been that way since I was a kid,
Right.
and it's not going to change. So, and all dresses are cut for 5'9". When my mom had her bridal shop back in the 70s and 80s, it was 5'7". For some reason, the manufacturers think women have gotten taller, and they're all 5'9" now. I'm
Oh.
5'10", and really, reality, most women are 5'5" to maybe 5'7".
Right.
So all dresses have to be hemmed, but that's just, unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Again, that's not going to change either anytime soon. But dresses run small. And so we tell everybody that, we prepare them, when they call to make an appointment, we're like, just be prepared. They run small. So when you come in, you don't be upset if you have to go to a bigger size dress.
Right. So on that note, though, let's say a bride sees a dress that they really like,
Mm-hmm.
and you happen to carry something that is very similar to that,
Mm-hmm.
but it doesn't fit them. If they were, I would assume, based on your experience, you would be able to tailor that dress to be as close to the one they wanted as possible.
We order it in. Like, we'd order them a dress. Like, I had, like a little girl that's coming, I have a bride coming back Saturday. She was here last Saturday. And she likes another dress we don't have anymore. We already sold it. So they have a program called a loaner program. And this particular company, it's a $50 charge to bring in this particular dress.
Okay.
So she's going to pay the $50 loaner fee. They're shipping it in from another store. I'll have it by Friday for her appointment to come in Saturday and try it on.
Okay.
So she can decide for sure which dress she wants. It's a smaller size than what she needs, but at least she can try it on. And we have little clips. We have like a little corset panel we can put in the back. So there's things we can do.
Right.
We've got, like, if somebody comes in that's, curvy size 18, and she likes this particular dress that's a 12, we've got other dresses in different sizes that are maybe close to the size 12 that she likes, and she doesn't want to pay that $50 loaner fee, that she can still try on. It's very similar. I mean, there's only so many different styles out there.
Right.
What changes them is like where the lace is positioned, or the lace that just happens to be different. And there's only so many sweethearts. There's only so many straps. I mean, there's only so many different styles. And that's one thing that starts changing them is the lace and everything that's on them.
When you mentioned the lace and stuff, because my wife, she had lace and stuff. And a lot of the people a lot of the bridesmaids and stuff, they kept doing this.
Oh, probably because the dresses were too big. Probably because the dresses were too big.
Yeah, it was, I don't know what it was, but it was just that. And then as the night went on, you could see them kind of popping out and stuff. And I said, "What are you doing right there?" And she goes, "It's air conditioning." Because I didn't realize that it gets so hot in those dresses.
Oh, yeah, they're very hot.
I was sitting there, I could take stuff off. They can't.
Yeah.
I felt bad. I was like, wow, you're stuck in this.
Well, there's a lot of layers here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of layers here.
So when it comes to, one of the things that I tried to tell Danielle, and I said, look, I'd rather you be comfortable than look about how, she goes, you only get one day.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, well, so what can a bride do that would help increase the comfort? Because, I mean, it is that one day, and they are kind of dressing a bit outside the norm.
Right.
What is something that they can do to kind of be more comfortable in their own dress, so to speak?
Like, my one bride is getting married Saturday. Her dress is very heavy. She's switching to a different dress for the reception.
Right.
So a lot of girls do that. So you can get a different dress. And this is one that's floor length, that's very, very lightweight. Because her original dress is satin.
Okay.
And she bought it for a particular reason.
And you can help with that as well?
Oh, yeah, definitely. We just ordered some really cute little short white dresses that they could either wear for rehearsal dinner, or they could wear it for the reception also.
Okay.
So those should be in probably the next week or so that are coming in.
Perfect.
So, or they can always do bridesmaids. You can always order those in white and ivory, which people have done. You can always order them. You can always cut them off short. Or you can just leave it long.
Right.
So, because some places don't have air conditioning, believe it or
They
not.
don't.
Because they're all outside venue. So.
People. I mean, there's so much that
Weddings is a lot.
Yeah.
Winning a bridal shop is a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's not all glitz and glamour like people think it is. They tell me we are a working store. We work until 12, 1 o'clock in the morning sometimes.
Oh, wow.
So
I've driven by and I see the lights on sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm just like,
I do all my own alterations. So I tell people we're not a fluff store. We are a working store.
So I'm sure that there are also relationships that you build with other vendors as well.
We do.
And so I'm sure that goes hand in hand as well, and it's a lot easier for communication, things like that.
We work, with a couple of the local stores. Like I'll send people to Elda's. I send people to Aurora. Aurora sends people back to me. Elda sends people back to me. So we have, we work in relationships with them. We all try and help each other out.
Oh, that's
so
beautiful.
Helps, yeah.
That's beautiful.
You got to help each other, even though there's a competition.
Yeah.
We still work with each other.
That's one thing that I love about the Space Coast.
Yeah.
Is that one of the things that and I've been all over Florida, but one of the things that happens is that in most other places in Florida, it's all for me, it's all for me, it's all for me. I have interviewed people in which the oven broke down, so they went and used a competitor's oven.
Right.
I mean, and they're like, yeah, come on.
Yeah.
Things like that. And it's just such a beautiful thing. And just like you were talking about, people send people to other places and send them to you, you send them to them.
Right.
Who are the vendors that you work closest with that you have in the past?
Like I work with, I'll send Absolutely Fabulous. She's downtown. She does decor.
Okay.
I'll send people to her for their reception, to decorate their receptions and that type of thing. I say Elda's, Aurora. I mean, people that are in our bridal association, I'll send people to Matthew Hayford. He does photography.
Right.
I mean, there's tons of people in our association I send people to. DJ Shane for one. So
DJ Shane.
Yeah.
We had DJ Lou because DJ Shane. Funny story. When DJ Shane was first starting, my wife's first wedding, he did.
Oh, yeah, Shane's been around forever.
Yeah, it's been 20 years.
Yeah.
20-something years ago.
I like Lisa Connor from Mary Kay. I mean, the list just goes on and on and on. I've been here for 34 years.
Oh, wow.
So I just, we just refer people back and forth. Just helps build all those relationships with everyone.
Oh, it absolutely does, especially because in the ups and downs, it's the relationships you build that matter.
Definitely,
you know what I mean? Do you have an appointment?
I don't until noon, but she might be here for something.
Okay, well,
So.
if you want to wrap this up, we can wrap it up.
Okay, we can. Is she here? What is she here for, honey?
What?
What is she here for?
Her appointment,
What time?
11:30.
Oh, I didn't realize what time was. Okay, I guess I do have 11:30. Okay, it's time for Prof, Eddie?
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. You know what? We just, man.
Are we good though?
Yeah, it was good.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't know you had an appointment.
I was thinking it was 12 o'clock to be honest with you, but okay.
It's okay.
So do we have enough, do you think? Do we have enough?
Oh, I think we do.
Okay.
And anything that you guys need as far as bridal wear, proms, anything like that, this is the place to come to. I want to thank you so much for taking the time to sit down with me. So if you have any questions, reach out to her. She's right here on Minton Road. What is the exact address?
4160 Minton Road, Melbourne, Florida.
Yep, there you go. So now you know where she's at.
Yep.
So again, thank you very much for coming and getting the 321. And we'll look forward to seeing you soon.
Now our phone number is 321-725-2727. And don't forget about our sale.
Yep, July 9th.
By appointment only. That's the
By
most
appointment
important
only,
thing.
45 minutes, all right?
Yep, all right,
All right,
perfect.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay.